Bienvenidos! Welcome to Spain on a Fork. As you guys know, here in Spain, in pretty much most parts of the world, things suck right now. A lot of us are in lockdown. You go to the supermarkets and they're out of almost every ingredient. So it's during hard times like this to really stock up on basic pantry ingredients. That way you can eat food that's very easy to make, very healthy, and lifts your immune system. Guys, that is exactly what we're doing today. We're making a white bean and potato stew. This dish has an insane amount of flavor. It's very easy to make, and once again, guys, made with the most basic ingredients. Now, speaking of the ingredients, what I'm gonna be using here is some jarred white beans, the same thing as canned white beans, potatoes, garlics, onions, whatever extra veggies I have in the fridge, and a good quality extra virgin olive oil. Now, speaking of the olive oil, make sure you use a good quality one. We're using very basic ingredients, so the olive oil is what's gonna really flavor your food. This one from Apollo is insanely delicious. I'm gonna use this to make this stew. Guys, get yourself a couple bottles, stock up your pantry, link in the description box below. Okay, I'm gonna begin by grabbing 1 jar of white beans. This is 400 grams, which equals exactly 1 15-ounce can of white beans. I'm gonna drain these into a sieve and then rinse them under some cold running water. This is such an important step when using jarred or canned beans, as it removes any of the preservatives that are in the beans. Then I'm gonna cut 1 large Yukon Gold potato into small pieces that are between 1/4 to 1/2 inch thick. Roughly dice half of a red bell pepper. Cut 1 large carrot into rounds. They're about 1/4 inch thick. Finely dice half of an onion. Finely mince 3 cloves of garlic. And reserve 2 cups of fresh spinach. This is the bag kind. You can also use frozen spinach here. All right, let's start cooking our white bean and potato stew. I'm gonna be using a large saute pan. You can also use a stock pot here. I'm gonna heat this with a medium heat and add in a generous 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. 2 minutes after adding the olive oil into the pan, I'm gonna add in the diced onions, the minced garlic, and the roughly diced red bell pepper. And start mixing these ingredients around with the extra virgin olive oil. Very important to mix this continuously, that way nothing burns and everything cooks evenly. 3 minutes after adding these ingredients into the pan and those onions are nice and translucent, I'm gonna add in our pieces of carrot, our chopped up potatoes, our white beans that we drained and rinsed, and season it with 1 teaspoon of sweet smoked Spanish paprika, a generous pinch of sea salt, and a generous portion of freshly cracked black pepper. And I'm gonna get in there and give this a gentle mix. That way all these ingredients are perfectly combined together. Once everything's well mixed, I'm gonna add in 3 cups of cold water. And once again, get in there and give this a gentle mix. That way everything's evenly divided. And I'm gonna hit this to a medium-high heat and bring this to a boil. Once the water begins to boil in the pan, I'm gonna place a lid on top and lower the fire to a low-medium heat. We're gonna simmer this between 20 to 25 minutes. This should be enough time for those potatoes to be perfectly cooked, and they're gonna be nice and soft, and for all these flavors to come together. After about 25 minutes, I'm gonna remove the lid from the pan, add in our 2 cups of spinach, and once again, give it a gentle mix. That way everything's evenly divided. We're gonna cook this for about 2 minutes without the lid on. After 2 minutes and that spinach has incorporated into our stew, our dish is ready to go. I'm gonna remove the pan from the heat and transfer some of our white bean and potato stew into a shallow bowl. Okay guys, our white bean and potato stew is done. Seriously, look how insane this looks. Moment of truth, let's give it a try and see how it tastes. Here we go. Wow, hard to believe. You can grab such basic ingredients and get such a punch of flavors. The potatoes are perfectly cooked. They kind of melt in your mouth. The beans, the extra virgin olive, that sweet smoked Spanish pepper. And guys, this is an insane stew made with the simplest ingredients from your pantry. Oh, it's so good. I don't know what else to say about it. Really quick before I go, I'd like to give out a quick shout out to one of my patrons, David Vaughn. Again, David, thank you so much for all your support. I truly appreciate you. Thanks to people like you and the rest of my patrons, this show continues forward. For the rest of you, if you want to support me on Patreon, help me with ingredients and equipment to continue making videos like this, you'll find my Patreon link in the description box below and iCard above. If you enjoyed today's video, hit that like button, leave me a comment below, and if you're not subscribed, smash that subscribe button. And really quick before I go, I know we're having a hard time out here. A lot of us are in lockdowns, but you know what? Stay positive. We're gonna get through this. Till the next time, hasta luego.